Vaccine row. Ursula von der Leyen says EU is too confident. Sign up for now and never miss the top politics stories again. Subscribe. When you subscribe, we will use the information you provide to send you these. Sometimes they'll include recommendations for other related newsletters or services. Our privacy notice explains more about how we use your data and your rights. You can unsubscribe at any. The Commission President was forced to apologize, more than once, after she engaged in a bitter contractual row with the Oxford vaccine producer. The row escalated when Mrs von der Leyen threatened the UK with vaccine export bans against Northern Ireland by triggering Article 16 of the Brexit. The move was swiftly retracted and the contracts with AstraZeneca were published after MEPs demanded clarity from the EU chief. But the damage had been done. To top the controversy off, EU's Foreign Affairs Chief Josep Borrell faced an avalanche of criticism after his trip to Russia. MEPs claimed the EU chief had failed to push back against his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov over the recent jailing of Alexei Navalny, an outspoken critic. Speaking to CNN, Dutch MEP Sophie 't Veld said the series of mistakes have undermined the entire EU. This commission behaves like a government and works with governments of member states, while the parliament fails to hold them to it. The fact Borrell and von der Leyen got away with these errors undermines the whole EU. Poland's President Andrzej Duda also criticized Mr. Borrell, warning the EU chief should have demanded the immediate release of Navalny. He said, Mr. Borrell should have demanded that Mr. Navalny be released and that political harassment trending, and I am counting on the fact that these questions will soon. But they were not. MEPs across all sides of the political spectrum called on both Mr. Borrell and Mrs. von der Leyen to resign immediately. The Commission chief delivered a humiliating apology before the European Parliament on Tuesday, admitting to her failures. She said, "There is not a compromise we can make when it comes to injecting people with biologically active substances into an individual, and that's the reason why we rely on the European Medicines Agency procedure. And yes, that means that the approval takes from 3 to 4 weeks more." The following day, her mea culpa did not prove to be sufficient to squash criticism from French politicians who promptly took to Twitter to attack the EU. Jérôme Rivière MEP said, "The people of Europe will not forget the total failure of this EU and its dramatic handling of the health crisis." Echoing Mr. Rivière comment, MEP Mano Nobri wrote, "The EU strategy on vaccines is a real fiasco. We are capable of imposing restrictions on all citizens, but not rules for big pharmaceutical companies." National Rally MEP Nicolas Bay added, "All countries that have ordered vaccines outside the EU are doing bad. The European Union is failing." Mrs. von der Leyen, who has also spoken at 5 groupings of MEPs over the past weeks, said 26 million vaccine doses had been delivered and that, by the end of the summer, 70% of adults in the 27-nation bloc should have been in. She told Parliament, "And yet it is a fact that we are not today where we want to be in the fight against the virus. We were late with the approval. We were too optimistic on mass production. And perhaps we were also too certain that the orders would actually be delivered." Mrs. von der Leyen said mistakes were also made leading up to the decision on export curb. "I deeply regret that," she said, adding that the Commission would do its utmost to protect peace and avoiding a border between EU member Ireland and British-ruled Northern Ireland is seen as key to protecting the peace process. However, Mrs. von der Leyen defended the Commission's oversight and added that in the end, "We got it right."